We got him now, Paul. Could have sworn I got a beer. But... Oh, there it is. Oh. Seriously, you're going to give me a Bud Light? You're fucking with me.
It's a pounder. Come on.
Oh.
I was waiting for that.
Did you buy that? Did you buy that specially for this?
I had a bunch of leftover beers from my fridge. I figured, you know what? I need to plan the perfect. Give it to you. Give it to me. Have him say something like, "I could have sworn I had a beer," and then hand him the Bud Light. That was perfect. I scripted that.
That was good. It was good.
They're still struggling, man.
They are.
They're selling 8 of their brands now. Do you see that?
Yeah, I thought someone had purchased them.
Yes.
Yeah. They have sellers. I mean, buyers. So, they have a shitload of brands. So, they can. Are they arguing that this was part of a planned sale?
No, I don't think so. I think it just came up.
It's an 1845 second half Dudes Like Us podcast. August 15th. I'm Sean.
I'm Paul.
And I'm Jeff.
This is an exciting second half.
Yeah.
It is exciting. So, is there a story on who purchased them?
Yeah, the company purchased them, and I think it's 8 brands. You should pull it up real quick. A couple of them I recognize, a couple of them I don't. Right? They're craft beers.
Yeah, I don't think I recognize any of them.
I think is Rogue one of them. No, not level 8. I don't want to look at underwear.
Ooh, I'm looking at performance boxer briefs.
Nice crunch.
What happened there?
No, but Anheuser-Busch.
Oh boy.
Do you know what you're doing over there, Mr. Austin? We need you.
We need Austin back. Tough crowd, right? Beloved brands.
Selling 8 of its beloved brands. It's Bud Light, Drama, Plagues. It's business. So let's see what they're selling there. They're showing the trends. Bud Light is struggling. You know what? Look at that. Tough shit. You know, that's all I got to say. It's tough shit.
Everything is down. Did you see that? Every single brand of Bud Light is down. Is that right?
No, those Bud Light, Budweiser, Mick, and Busch.
Okay, but look at those numbers. They're all down, with the exception of...
There's a couple peaks there. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what those are.
There's too many colors.
They had to be Michelob Ultra. What is happening?
I don't know. There we go.
I was trying to get a big
all right,
picture.
Hover over that, the peak. So we're looking at a graph. We're looking at a graph of...
I think that's Mick Ultra.
It's got to be, because that's a very popular brand.
On 520...
So they have dates. The color of the shades are the dates. So you basically have 1, 2, 3, 4 beers on your Bud Light, Budweiser, Michelob Ultra, and Busch Light. And
I think the peaks are Busch or Mick Ultra, and what's that peach one?
Peach. There's
Budweiser.
Well, the colors
Maybe.
aren't.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
The colors aren't. The colors aren't the beer. The colors are time. So
well, no, there's.
That's Bud Light. This whole section.
Oh, I get it.
This is Budweiser.
This is a very confusing.
This is
graph.
Michelob. So there's
very
basically
confusing
there's
graph.
4 columns here, and you have Busch Light, Michelob, and the colors are time. So you have April 15th to the 22nd. So this is just April.
So basically, everything sucks except Mick Ultra for 1 week and Busch Light for 1 week.
Yeah, that's essentially what it is. And you know what? Look, I don't care. I feel bad for them, but at the same time, they made their own bed, sleep in it. You know,
the management did.
The management. I don't feel bad for the CEO or the executive.
I can't believe they haven't fired the CEO. I just can't believe it.
He keeps fumbling the ball on this,
and I can't believe that he hasn't. First, I can't believe he didn't resign like a man. On behalf of the people that he fucked over.
So go back and figure out.
He should have resigned and said, "I'm sorry for letting you guys down. It was on my watch that we floundered. So don't take it out on the Bud Light people. Don't take it on the hardworking Americans that are bleed red, right?
Well, he did say that.
Yeah, but don't take it out on them. I'm resigning.
Oh yeah, he needs to resign.
Yeah, resign. But he didn't resign, and I can't believe they haven't fired him.
It's in the first paragraph.
Fucking unbelievable. So, yeah, it's hard for me to have any sympathy for anything.
So the Anheuser-Busch InBev announced today that it will sell 8 craft brands to Tilray brands, significantly cutting Anheuser-Busch's InBev's craft beer portfolio. Tilray, a Canadian cannabis company, will expand its growing craft holdings, which currently include Sweetwater Brewing, Montauk Brewing, Green Flash, Alpine Beer Company. The deal is expected to close in September 2023. So Anheuser-Busch basically selling 8 brands to a pot farm.
They're
All right, so
selling.
here's what they are.
They're
right
selling
here.
Shock Top.
I've heard of that one, actually.
Scroll up. Breckenridge Brewery, heard of that one. Blue Point Brewing, have not heard of that
Nope,
one.
me neither.
10 Barrel Brewing, have not.
Nope.
Red Hook, I have.
I have not.
Widmer Brothers Brewing, I have not. Square Mile Cider Company,
Cider.
and Highball Energy. I don't know that one either.
Yeah, I don't know any of those.
So I knew 3 of them.
Yeah, so they're not, equal to $85 million in cash. These are small, tiny. These are tiny little sell-offs.
But this could be
The beginning of something?
The beginning of something.
Yeah.
Well, they lost a shitload of money. They've lost a shitload of money. So it's...
And continue to.
Well, they need to have the day of record. They just need to come back to the table. And they just need to say,
They
hey...
won't do it.
It's like that one Hungover. What is that? The movie Hangover.
Uh-huh.
Hangover.
We fucked up. That have a moment like that.
Yeah.
Just we fucked up, man. We were our hearts were in a good place. We wanted to XYZ in involve communities that we believed were, weren't getting the right kind of reputation or the right kind of attention, and we wanted to give them attention. But you know what? It's not going to happen.
You know what's crazy? It's like I don't know if they're digging in or not, but the perception definitely is.
Well, what is the name of the company
that they're digging in
that grades them?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, yeah, we do. We talked about this. It's the
I know, but I don't know the name of it.
The George Soros owned company that's the reason why. I think that they're dug in because, frankly, I think George Soros. That's really far fetched, but I think that's the truth.
That doesn't. I don't. What's the context?
The context is
that makes no sense at all to me.
You think they still want the LGBTQ rating?
I
think they are so dug in, they're not giving up.
But they hate them. Like gay bars are no longer selling Bud Light.
Yeah.
They've lost them.
They've lost everything.
They've lost them more than they've lost the normal people. Like the normal people.
But yet you've got a Bud Light.
It was.
Now, you have a 16-ounce Bud Light that you pulled out that was ice cold. You wasted electricity to cool that thing.
The money was already spent, so you might as well drink
I've got 3 or 4 of them in there, and I think it was one of my son's friends.
Sure.
Oh, I've never drank Bud Light ever. You know what my very first beer ever was though?
What
was
the Big Mouth Mickey?
No, it was
Little King's Cream Ale.
Budweiser, the white and red can.
The original.
The original Budweiser. That was my very first beer.
You're like,
and
this
was
tastes fabulous.
Disgusting.
Oh,
yeah.
You know what they needed?
And then you wonder why I went on a 2 or 3 year wine cooler binge.
California cooler.
Oh God!
Man,
how is that? How is that better?
I know how to solve Bud Light's problem.
You were a girl back then.
I was a girl. Now I ooze man.
Ooze.
I ooze man. I do.
Ooze. Yes.
I do. It's all over.
Well, even the ancestors of Anheuser-Busch, Billy Bush, came out and said they've royally screwed.
They would roll over in their graves.
Correct.
Is what the quote was.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said, and it's
crazy.
Oh, Sean's looking at fart
what?
noises.
Yeah, what?
No. Look, I'm telling you, the way I would solve the no, hold on. The way I would solve it, I would simply bring these guys back. The lead singer of Survivor.
Would it work?
I don't know.
In like a faux apology or what?
No, just come up with a new yes.
Real men of genius.
Oh my God!
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
What a legacy they destroyed.
Real Men of Genius.
This is what they need to do.
Today we salute you.
They need to bring this back.
Silent Killer Gas Passer.
Mr. Silent Killer Gas Passer.
This type of mentality.
You had the enchilada combo platter.
It worked.
This morning.
Is that the Survivor singer?
No,
Yes.
no,
it's not.
Not the video is not.
Oh no, not the video.
Because of you, a simple
You hear the
elevator
tick,
ride
tick,
is
tick,
suddenly a 42-floor plummet into the very bowels of hell.
You take my breath away.
Who did it? Who cares? Sweet mercy, please just someone light a match. So crack open a nice cold Bud Light, oh ninja, but nasty. And while you're at it, crack open a window.
Mr. Silent Killer Gas Passer.
Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
It was that kind of stuff. Budweiser in general had a fantastic campaign. They had the Budweiser, the little frogs and stuff.
Yeah,
and
yet they
"What's
hired.
up?"
They hired that woman that said it was what fratty.
We were
and-
too
Oh yeah, we're
fratty.
too fratty. Like the frat house is, come on.
Well, she's a Yale or Harvard grad.
Yeah,
What
and
do
she's
you want?
the wrong generation to be even thinking about representing this beer.
Yes, I agree.
So look,
Crazy.
They are handling this thing all wrong. I mean, they're just a God blessing beer distributor.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. All they had to do was have some humility.
Well, the guy who did all of these marketing, this one and the frogs and the What's Up, he said, it took me 20 years to get Bud Light where it was at. It took them 30 minutes to destroy it.
yes. Oh, that they really.
The guy who created all these commercials.
Bud Light presents,
and it is destroyed.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't see it coming back. I mean, they'd be better off changing the name of the beer.
They still sell a shit ton of it, though. They do.
Well,
It's number 2.
Well,
They still sell a
that's
bunch
good
of
point.
it.
That's a good point. Even though it's down 30%,
They
it's
still sell a bunch.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, and
There are certain areas, like my trip to the Northeast. I took a snapshot of the convenience store beer selection, and adversely from like Texas, you look at the beer selection, and there's a 10% Anheuser-Busch and 90% of there's a very small section. And now it was the opposite. It was 90% Anheuser-Busch and 10% other. But I sent you guys a little text message picture. You guys
think
recall
so,
seeing
yeah.
that?
Yeah, you did. You
seem confused.
Well, no, I mean, so that's one thing that everybody keeps doing that, right? They keep sending pictures of like a whole bunch of Bud Light, but this is misleading. It's misleading in a store, because
Well, that's just a little snapshot. That was in York, Maine.
yeah,
And
but it's trying to give the perception that there's no Bud Light selling, right? Like it's a giant stack of Bud Light, nobody's touching it. Although in Sturgis, they had that.
I think it's regionally.
I agree. I think it's regional.
Yeah, and you saw that Sturgis thing with the Bud Light tent.
Mm-mm.
Oh, so they had Bud Light tents at Sturgis, and it was empty.
Really?
Like no one.
What is it? What do you say? What's Sturgis?
Sturgis
That's
is
the
the
big bike
motorcycle
rally.
the huge motorcycle rally. All the Harley drive. I'm
Up
assuming
in
it's
Sturgis, North Dakota, South Dakota?
Yeah, North Dakota. That sounds
Somewhere
right.
up there.
Anyway, so there's a video. There's a video of them panning the butt. I mean, because they have massive sponsorship of lots of things. Bud Light does. I mean, they have a marketing budget that's like unreal,
Right.
and so they sponsor a crazy amount of things. And so yeah, they sponsored this massive tent area, and nobody was there.
Well, this was probably spent last year. They planned on doing this, or they probably go,
That's
okay,
right.
for the next 5 years, we're going to do this. It's already done, spent.
Right. So they're going to scale back.
Let me see what this message is right here.
How's it going, everybody? Real quick update. So, a video appears to show a nearly empty Budweiser tents at a motorcycle rally at the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. I'll just get to the point. So, a YouTuber was out there recording some video, taking photos, and basically it was empty. It wasn't nearly empty. There was like nobody there, and the only people that were there were like the workers, right? You can see right here. I'll show this video here. You can see they're walking around the tent there. Everything's
wow.
empty. The tables are empty. There's like nobody even over there on stage. You can see the workers. That guy looks pissed off to be there. Doesn't want to be recorded. Then they're going to show like another guy here in a second. This other dude here is like, look at him. He's just like, yeah, this ain't bothering me. How's it going? Yeah. So it was basically torture for those dudes to be. And then you see that one dude just turn his back and walk away. I don't blame him. I would too. But you can see there from this video that the Bud Light, the Budweiser tent over there at Sturgis was basically, was a ghost town. And
Yep. So they were affected. They're still
telling
affected.
you.
It's but it's regional. Like I shared, what I saw up there, the Northeast. It's still popular. It's based. I don't know.
Like you said. I mean,
I could fix it.
Being the number one beer seller in the United States and dropping 30% is still a shit ton of beer being
it's
sold.
still a bunch of beer.
Right. So maybe it'll wear off, but I mean, it hasn't worn off.
No, it hasn't.
That's what's shocking. It hasn't slowed. I mean, it's been pretty steady.
Well, I don't think it's increasing. I think it's leveled off.
It has leveled off, but at 30%.
I think that's their new reality.
So in other words, the people they lost are not coming back.
Correct. I think that's their new reality. This is our volume, and we need to work to grow it now. All right, we're doing. I don't know what it is. We're doing $5 million a month. All right, we need to increase that.
Just imagine bringing in that marketing VP, and now suddenly, when she was supposed to build the brand, she permanently dropped
Destroyed
it by 30%.
Well, she was fired, right?
Oh yeah.
Well, she was put on leave for a while, then I think she was ultimately fired. Yes,
I wonder if she was gobbled up by some sort of left wing.
Probably.
I'm sure.
Probably being celebrated as a hero to trying to do the right thing.
Correct.
And meanwhile, she brought a massive brand down by 30%, almost on a permanent basis.
She'll be part of marketing classes for a very long time. This is what you don't do.
Yeah, but what's crazy is I said the silver lining of this deal is that other companies are going to be like, okay, we've got to be careful here. We don't want to be Bud Lighted. And then here's Skittles. Then here's Best Buy.
Right. Oh yeah, then Best Buy is a training.
Yeah, it's a training where no whites are allowed.
Correct.
So, WTF?
I don't know. And Skittles is the other one, where they have the packaging. What is it? BLM trans person?
Yeah, it was Black Trans Lives Matter. Black Trans Lives Matter.
I don't get it.
Yeah, if it was interesting because there was a little advertisement. I don't know if this was a meme or it was fake, but they had like these lovers. When I say lovers, man on man, woman on woman, adult on child.
Ooh.
They were silhouettes.
Where was this?
This was on I don't know if it was a Skittles package, but it was in the collection of Skittles advertisings.
Ooh.
And it was just like it didn't say that, but you saw a man and a man silhouette because you know what a man looks like. It's obvious.
Generally.
Yeah, I mean, well,
Well, we don't know these days anymore.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of do. I mean, you know what a typical guy. I mean, you look at like
a bulge.
the swim team. I'm glad they denounced the whole.
They didn't denounce them. They made it illegal to.
Yeah, well, the program, but
correct.
But I mean, you know what a female looks like. It's I think these silhouettes, right?
Correct.
And then you clearly see a silhouette of an adult and a child.
I didn't see that. I don't know where that is, but
I
that's
didn't see it either.
disturbing if that's true.
Well,
the other one is, and this one's going to impact me more than the Bud Light is, Harry's razors. I use it to shave.
Oh, this the internet club type thing?
No, you can buy them at Kroger, Target,
Oh,
Walmart.
okay. I've not heard about this one.
It used to be a male only, and it was basically very inexpensive, well-made razors to get out of the Gillettes and those
Yeah.
really expensive razors, right?
Yep.
So, and they grew and they grew and they grew, and I don't know if they got bought or anything, but Harry's.
Several prominent conservatives have called for a boycott of Harry's
Correct.
over the razor company's partnership with transgender influencer.
Oh,
Blogger
correct.
Matt Walsh, we know Matt Walsh, was among the right-wing voices to criticize Harry's over the weekend.
Yeah, so if you go up there to images or videos or whatever, but they did the same thing that Budweiser did.
I just don't get it.
And they partnered with a lady who cut her boobs off, so she's shirtless and you see the scars. And she's growing facial hair, and she's using Harry's
Oh, nice.
to and all the products, right? So I'm going to there he is, right there, US that second one there. I'm gonna, I've already paid for them, so I'm gonna use the razors I have.
Yep.
And then I'm done. I'm finding something else.
Oh, well, I mean, and that is absolutely your right as a consumer. If you don't believe in the politics and the agenda and the ideology of a company you buy razors from, I mean, what the what the?
Right.
Oh, I just don't get it. And they just keep making these mistakes.
Yeah, well, Gillette was just as bad. If you remember, they went out a few years ago and slammed toxic masculinity.
Oh,
we have to do away with toxic masculinity.
Yep, I remember.
So I'm not buying Gillette shit either.
Right.
So yeah,
Go.
there you go. There he is, or she.
Go woke, go broke. Celebrating my first pride with facial hair.
It looks like a chick with short hair and a beard, and nasty scars.
That's gross.
What has she got on her stomach?
Well, I mean, I get it. I mean,
Stop.
so
All right.
it's basically looking at this he, and this dude has had. I'm sorry, this female has had her stuff cut off, and
Yeah, let's move on.
yeah,
I don't wanna watch
I
that
couldn't
anymore.
get off that fast. No, I was just trying to. I couldn't.
Yeah. Anyway,
So anyway, that one's impacting me because I've used it for 5-6 years, if
Yeah, but
not
it's a
longer.
fucking razor.
It's beer.
no, I mean that's the point. It's
No. What my point is,
You have
is that
options.
There are lots of beer. There's lots of razors out
oh,
there. Yeah.
you have
Right.
lots of fucking options. I mean,
Right.
I mean, why would they do this? Why? I mean, especially, why are they not learning from Bud Light?
But I tell
I
you,
don't know.
I've been inspired. I went to go get a haircut. God bless it. I get a haircut every month, every 3-4 weeks. But I got frustrated because of my goatee, and I went to the last time I got my haircut. She said, "Hey, do you want me to trim your goatee?" And I was like, "Noted." she's
Right.
like, "Well, it needs to be managed." So I was like, let me think about it. And so a couple days later, I go in there because I go out to one of my job things, and it's so fucking hot, and it was uncomfortable. I went in there, it's like, shave it now, shave it. And I hadn't shaved either, so she fucking ripped off 2-3 inches off my goatee. So bam, gone. So now I'm like, what? It's really thin now.
It looks fine.
No, it looks fine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's compared to what it used to. But what my point when I'm driving at is she has this WAHL wall clipper, and she because
have
I
some
haven't shaved and I
downstairs.
had like a 1/4 inch stubble on, maybe whatever 3/16. So, and she takes the little wall and she's like,
Done.
dude. It was a fucking game changer. I'm like, I'm buying that.
Right.
I'm fucking buying it. I am buying it. I am going to buy it. So I've been using a straight edge.
Did you ask her what model it was?
Yep. I know exactly what it is.
do you mean a straight edge? You can't, not for your goatee.
Well, I mean, you can't shave a fucking
No.
goat. No.
What are you talking about?
I use a straight edge to shave with.
Right. Okay.
Period. And I've had the same,
single blade?
the single blade,
Yeah.
and it
No shit. That's like old school.
I've had the same blade for over a year.
Huh.
That creates the closest shave possible.
I don't doubt
They
that.
call those safety razors.
Yeah, I've
Where
used
you
the
s-
same
where you
blade.
screw it, it opens up, little butterfly door.
Yep. Now
put
you
it in.
can literally resharpen them super easy, but
We
you
can
know,
buy a box of
I was thinking
10
it was
for
like
like $5.
I
yeah.
thought I was thinking like the blade, like the old school blade, like
oh,
it's
like
literally
a
a
little
blade,
switchblade,
and you
like
go, where
like-
you-
Does Tara do it for you?
like on
If
the
she used
mob.
that?
No, dude, she cut my throat.
yeah, like the mob.
And she'd be like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Oh,
You're like,
you can't breathe.
hey.
Oh, let me cut more."
No, that's what my dad used with the
What the hell? That
with
was
the
fucked up.
the beaver bush or whatever that is.
I'm sorry. What?
The brush.
Oh yeah. It was super. You know what? That stuff is. I really wanted to get into one of those little
Shaving
little
clubs.
shaving cream. Oh,
You
because
give it a little ramekin.
it's-
You like make your cream.
Oh, yeah.
You like put it
Yeah,
all over your
that's
face.
that's like the World War II guys. Like
Yeah,
the
flop
World
it on
War
there.
One. Well, like in World War One, you see those guys like you know.
Well, that's how I learned my dad. Because he would take the razor out, and I would shave. He put shaving cream on, and I would shave without. Of course, I was 9 or 8, right?
Sure.
Shaving, and it just pulled the shaving cream off, right? So you kind of
You know, it's
Right.
crazy.
Did
Is I remodeled in my construction time. I remodeled a bathroom, and I took out. We gutted the whole bathroom, but in the process of gutting it, I took out the medicine cabinet, and it's pull some screws out, comes right out. Well, the owner, maybe previously, he took his single blade and he would shove it into the side of the medicine cabinet. And it would fall into the wall and stay there.
Right.
And there were hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of razor blades in there
Used razors.
that he had used over the years.
That had fallen.
Oh, it was stacked. It was like I was
Shocked.
like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" You know, because I ripped up off the wall and it's like this thing comes down. I'm like, "What?
All
the
these
hell is
blades.
that?" Well, at first I was like, "I scored." I thought it was coins or something. I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Nobody's here. I'm all by
Then you
myself.
grab it and it slices all your
Yeah.
fingers.
No, I quickly looked down there and I was like, "Oh, that's totally not coins."
Rusty,
but-
rusty razor blades.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting. But yeah, so there are options to shaving out there. I mean, the single blade one, I highly recommend. I mean, I really
Man,
do.
I have not shaved with foam or gel.
I do it once a week.
I haven't
use
done that
I use
in
electric on
years
Mondays,
and years and years.
and then I use the blade on Wednesdays. I shave twice a week.
Yeah, I just use my electric. I got my Braun, right? My Braun shaver, and I do the. I have a Braun mustache trimmer. Boom, boom, boom. Super,
Right.
super quick.
well,
So interesting. No, I mean, I remember in high school I used to shave with the foam and a those shitty plastic ones.
Oh god, that's what
God,
I used
I
to do
bled
in college.
to death. I just about bled to death every single
Those
time I
were
shaved.
those
I was like,
Bics.
"Fuck, man!" I mean, it was normal. So I had my toilet paper.
Yeah.
I had my toilet paper right there.
well, you
and
taking
I-
a shit while you're shaving?
No,
No.
So I had the toilet paper right there, and I shave, and then here we go.
All the blood starts
Yep,
coming out.
Yep, and I and I tear off the toilet paper, and I take a little piece and put it on
Well,
my
didn't
cheek.
you like use
and put it on my
lubricant?
and put it on
It
my
doesn't
neck,
matter. Not
and
with
put
those
it on
things.
my other side of my neck and put it. I mean, I would have fucking. I look like fucking polka
I'll
dotted.
tell you, one of the
I had 8 of them on my
the
face.
best razors was the Mach.
That's what I used to use.
Mach
but
3.
it's like,
They came up with a Mach 4. It had like 4. I'm telling you, man, dude, you can lather up your face with all that stuff, and you're like, with one of those Mach
they
4s.
got so expensive.
Oh my God, they were so expensive.
That's why I went to Harry's.
I was like,
Yeah.
would you like some Mach 4s? That'll be $522.
Right.
What? Yeah, well, put it back. But it works. They work great. I stopped buying because they were expensive, but they worked great. And I was
Yeah.
bitter because they only
And
last
close.
like 2 or
And
3
close.
shaves.
Super close.
Oh,
yeah.
super close and
Yeah.
super quick because it's part of your daily routine of getting ready for work,
Yeah.
For I mean, I don't have those struggles anymore because I work from home and
Yeah, I
you
used to
don't have
shave
to.
every day.
Well, yeah.
my job doesn't demand me to shave.
I was gonna say you can go out on jobs out, and
Yeah.
you don't have to shave.
No, I mean I'm out. No, I don't have to. I mean, I want to look professional,
Sure.
but I mean, yeah, I don't need to be clean shaven.
Right.
But the straight razor, I highly recommend. The dude from Antiques, not the Antique Roadshow. It's not even an antique. It's the the Pawn Star show. Not porn.
The
Pawn.
bald guy?
Pawn
Yeah, the
Stars.
bald guy. He's got his own. In fact, that is my razor. I bought the razor from him.
Is it an antique?
No, I didn't go to the store and actually purchase one.
Wow.
But he sponsors
Those
a
Abe
brand,
Lincolns.
a particular brand out there. And he was talking about, I've had the same razor here for 3 years, And all he does is he take the razor out, he cleans it, and he's got this little thing that's like,
Oh, to sharpen it a little
yeah,
bit.
just, I mean, like seconds, like, done,
Yeah.
and puts it back in there, done. It's a nice, clean, close shave.
Yeah.
Boom, done.
I mean, what's crazy
Suck
about
it.
my I know I'm touting on the Braun, but I mean, mine's a wet dry, and so I can even I
had a
can't
girlfriend like that.
I can even like foam up and use the razor with the foam. I don't
What
do
does
it.
that do for you, though?
It is closer when I
Oh,
do
is
that.
it?
Does it feel good?
It feels great.
Is it all vibraty?
Yeah, it's very erotic.
Oh.
Vibrating.
Do it again, Jeff. Do it
Vibrating,
again.
yes.
Vibrating. And what was the noise you made?
I don't know.
One more time, if you don't mind.
I don't
Go
want
ahead,
to.
sir.
I don't want to turn you.
Sir, you
on.
have the floor. Go ahead.
All right. So this
Paul's in an
weekend,
orgasm.
we had a big deal this past weekend.
We did.
We were looking so excited. First of all, Friday night, we go and we see one of the farewell tour of Foreigner.
We did.
In
And
a-
Loverboy.
in a
and
sauna.
Loverboy.
Well, it was inside a sauna.
It was
No,
hot.
it was not a sauna.
It was hot.
It was a fucking steam shower. It was.
It was miserable.
It was one of the levels of hell.
Well, yeah.
It was good music, but man, the atmosphere was terrible.
It was like right up next to the final boss going into hell.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
it
right
was
next
rough.
to the asshole, just right there.
God, it was so
It
hot.
was humid.
Now we went to a venue. It's called Dos Equis. Dos Equis.
Basically, Fair Park.
Yeah, it's
it's
Fair
down there,
Park
Fair
out
Park.
there. They've got it's a nice venue. I mean, it's nice. Got
It's
great
nice.
seating out there. I wouldn't recommend going out there when it's not conducive.
Not in the summer.
In the summer,
Miserable.
It's just doesn't make sense.
We did not think that through when we bought the tickets.
Yeah.
Well, we bought them in November of 2022.
Well, but still, we should
when
have.
it was nice and cool.
But we should have said August 11th.
we should have.
That
Oh,
should
that's
have.
But I
gonna be
tell you
fine.
what, the band took
Oh
it
no,
on.
we're
the,
covered.
The band,
It's
the band,
covered. They have fans in there.
I know the band took it on the chin, man. I mean, they're 70, all in their 70s plus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the
And
guitarist
they-
wasn't, but
Oh yeah, no, there's some older ones in there, but I mean, they were in the sun when we first started.
Loverboy was, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
oh
surprised.
yeah,
they-
yeah, good point. It was Loverboy who
Loverboy.
opened. They were in the.
He's got quite the physique working right now.
With the lead singer.
Wow.
Well, he's living life.
He
you know?
did good though. He did good in that.
I'll tell you
concert.
what,
thought he did.
he hit those notes.
Yeah.
He hit those notes. I mean, he doesn't have the articulation that he used to, but he hit one of those notes. You know, that I was like shocked when he hit it. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
wow.
I enjoyed both of them.
Well,
yeah.
Loverboy was better this time than the first time we saw him.
That's
agreed.
true.
And I go
Yep.
back to the guitarist. I think he was severely
He was
half-assed.
showboating.
He was doing something the first time we saw him, and he was terrible. He was much better this time. He didn't fuck around or anything like that, and played all the same songs, but I thought they sounded a lot better
Yeah,
on this one.
yeah, it was good. It was good.
And the venue was nice. I did want to bring up one point about. Well, there's a bunch of points we can bring up out from the aspect of monetarily speaking. I want they weren't accepting cash anywhere.
Ah, okay.
I was a little disappointed with that. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, I'm like, really?
It's U.S. tender. You won't take this?
Well, that's where we're going, right? As a country.
Yeah. Well, that
As a
brings
world.
up a whole different. I mean,
Well, think about it.
well-
The next time we go to these kind of concerts and it's all digital currency, I'm going to walk up and I go, yeah, hit me with one of those, those rum and cokes. And they're going to go, beep. Oh, sorry, sir. You don't have enough.
yeah. Well, the
Yeah,
central
you don't have
digital
any
banking
social
program's gonna.
credits.
Yeah, that's where the SDB, right? Central Digital Banking.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what they're proposing now. They're going to. I mean, what China's already enrolled into it. Australia has started their program about a month ago, and where they're not even. They do cash in Australia, but they're limited to $500.
What is going on with Australia?
We get
I mean,
totalitarianism down
who
there.
would have thought that they would have been one of the first Western nations to go full authoritarian?
Well, they voted in the wrong folks down there.
I mean, during COVID, do you remember the shit that they did
yeah.
during
Huge
COVID?
lockdown. It was bad.
I mean, there was
They had camps.
I said the story about the guy that walked through a park alone in a park and took off his mask because he was trying to breathe, and then
He
put it
was
back,
smoking a cigarette.
and then put it back on, and then by the time he got home, somebody had reported him, and cops were at his house
Yeah.
for taking off his mask while walking home from work.
Did he get sent to a re-education camp?
Yeah, they killed him.
Just shot him.
I mean, seriously, it's crazy. Australia. I mean, I could name like 160 countries that I would put ahead of Australia
I still want to.
doing that kind of shit.
I'd still like to go to Australia.
Well, I'll tell you. Oh, go ahead.
No, I said that's one of the places I'd like to visit someday.
No, we're boycotting it, I thought.
No.
No, I mean,
Because we would have all
agree.
gone.
I would love to go.
We
to
would have all
Australia.
gone multiple times.
But you know what
if,
trips me out is
it's like the
you
farthest you
mentioned
could
that
go.
you would think the last place to do that was Australia. Well, I'm thinking the same thing about the United Kingdom and England.
I know it.
You know, and it just
They're
all
acting the same way.
It is off the charts.
I
I mean,
just
if you
don't-
were
I
to
don't get it.
publicly put something on Facebook that says something about somebody, they'll put you in fucking jail.
Yeah, if you
Yeah, they'll arrest your ass.
what do you call it, misgendering or mispronouncing or
Well,
Canada's
just
like that
anything.
as well.
it's insane.
I'm just like, are you kidding me? I mean, it's we're going to hit a melting point. There's going to be
At some point, they're going to take away our bourbon.
well, it's possible. We're going to have to.
We have 200 of them out there. We're stacked.
We
pretty
need
good.
more, and we need more 1845 too.
1845 family-owned and operated artisanal distillery located in Lowry Crossing, Texas.
Lowry.
Lowry.
So this is a special one for us I think
It is.
I think we've said in the past that we've
Well,
gone out there
it's
multiple
special.
times.
I'll
It's-
tell you why it's special. It's because for you specifically, because you didn't get one.
oh, shut up! I did.
All right. So Jeff and I went out there because we're douchebags, and we had an opportunity to go out there, and we're like, so we got our 1845 preemption single barrel Texas 4-grain straight bourbon whiskey, and you were on a boat, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, the first time you went out there.
So we
yes.
went out there, and I grabbed this bottle, and of course I wasn't going to open it. I wanted to save it.
Yeah, you're
And
hoarding
so-
it.
Well,
You.
did you get a bottle?
No, I
You
didn't.
Oh.
jerk.
Well, I got a bottle.
You got
and
the
a
last
t-
one, I think.
I got one of the last ones, and
Bastard.
Unbelievable.
Paul was like all up in arms, and so
Oh, yeah.
I guess
I was devastated.
we went out there all together one of the following weeks. In fact, we talked about it in one of the podcasts, and then you had mentioned to somebody. Then you went with your tier 1 friends,
Uh-huh.
and
They flew out there. They took the helicopter.
Oh yeah,
Yep. We landed out in the pecan field.
oh yeah. Bob came out. Hey, how you doing, Paul? How you doing?
All right, so let's give a little background
So
on the distillery and where it is.
Well,
and-
let me finish up with the so
All
they
right.
didn't have your bottle. So you wanted the bottle. They recognized Paul. And they were like, well, you know what? They sent him a message over the Facebook for our Dudes Like Us on Facebook page that we have, Dudes Like Us on Instagram.
Right.
And so they sent us a message, hey, man, you know what, Paul, we do have one for you. We set one
course they
aside.
do.
So we went there this past weekend because we did
With the ladies.
the
even.
Lover Boy
Yeah.
and the Foreigner concert, and then the very next day we went out there with the ladies, and
and my
because they have
sister,
a
And Paul's
and my
sister.
sister
And
from
your
Virginia.
sister.
Yeah.
because they've got a wine section too. They're trying out some new some wines, and I don't have the list with me to talk about it, but there's because we're focused on the bourbon, but they had pulled yours aside. You purchased yours, and the lady, the bourbon, the Texas bourbon lady, God bless it, this thing's stuck here, but she said, you know what? We have another one because I kind of alluded. I was like, man, I got my own personal one, and then we're gonna do one for the podcast. It's like, man, sure would love to. If you have one more, I'd love to take it. She says, well, let me see what I got. So she goes in the back and gets one up for me.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so it worked out really great. So now we have one for the official one for the podcast. You have your personal one.
I do.
I have my personal one, and now we just have to get an extra weeded one, perhaps. I mean, let's.
Well, that's a limited release.
Yeah,
we're
We had
going
to
to
sign
have
up
to
for
wait a
that.
while.
We had to sign up for that. I don't know if they've sold them all, but he was anticipating selling through them soon.
So
So
So-
we had to sign up for. We're on the secret ballot list. So
yeah.
we get
well,
to
Paul,
sign up for.
Paul, explain what's going on with the 1845. So, if 1845 distillery
Yep.
isn't really you're not going to find it.
yeah,
You're not
so
going to find it
it's-
on the
anywhere.
shelves.
That,
Nope.
That's what's so special about this. They're super local, right? So first of all, their website is 1845distillingcompany.com. So check it out. Check out their history. They're new, right? So the story is the owner owned a brewery for 7 years. They sold it. He wanted to get into bourbon making. They moved out to Lowry's Crossing, which is just east of McKinney, which is our local stomping grounds, right? All around here. And they bought it in 2016. He got up to speed. I mean, and that's what I love about going to this tour. He is so personal, and it's such a small, intimate setting, and he walks you through, how he got started, and he buys everything, all local ingredients.
all
right?
from Texas, a bunch of it from Denton, I think.
Yeah, it's all all from Denton, and 1845. The history, it is when Texas joined the Union, right? So he's all in on Texas, all in on local ingredients, and so
Well,
this,
it
this-
officially says in 1836, the new Republic of Texas instituted a policy of distributing public lands to encourage settlement. And in 1845, the name of the company, the Republic of Texas passed the Preemption Act, thus creating preemption grants. In early December 1845, the land and the distillery is built upon receiving its preemption grant from the Republic later that month. In December 1845, the Congress of Texas voted the United States of America, making 1845 the year of the Republic of Texas. It's
the
celebrating
last
The
year,
last
of
year
the
of the Republic
Texas.
of
Yeah,
Texas.
That's when
It's-
it no longer was the country of
Isn't
Texas.
that crazy that Texas
is.
was its own thing? I think it's wonderful, and that's what this is all about. I mean,
Yes.
they've got a fantastic little video of the bottles being filled up. It is exciting.
And it's a family-run business. They don't have any distributors yet, right? It's a very small operation. And when he does the tour, it's Bob. Right? Like, he's the founder.
And the mayor of Lowry Crossing.
And he is the mayor of Lowry Crossing. And
Yes.
and you can't have a more personal experience with understanding how it's made and how it works and the sampling and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so we're super excited. All right, so what is the bourbon we are actually? So they have 4 different. They have a wheated, they have a 4-grain, they have a straight.
It's Bob Petite.
And they have
And
Bob
his
and
wife,
June.
June.
Yep, and they have Miguel
Pettit.
is their lead distiller. But what's so cool about it is we've met the son, we've met the
Ben is the son. He's the big dude that was back there. He's in charge of the wine area.
right, and we've met the wonderful staff and family friends, and Kayla's back there, working the bar area and helping with on the weekends with the samples and all the tours and
Right.
It's so cool.
It's personable.
It's very personal.
It is. They got a very nice facility. The tasting room's very nice, well appointed. Some nice woods, dark woods, and the wine section is nice as well. They have a little bar up there to sample some wines as well.
Yeah.
I know they're still working on the wines. They're starting to oak age those, so I'm looking very, very forward to taste those things.
Yeah. So the plan is to go out there every weekend until they ask us to stop coming. So that's kind of what our goal
Right.
is. Anyway, we're just.
So
I'm in love with the place. I think it's awesome. They have like a pecan orchard that they bought the land on. So anyway, yeah. Well, go ahead.
So,
go ahead, Jeff.
So this one we're tasting, it's the Preemption single barrel Texas 4-grain. It is 117 proof, and it was aged. What's it say? 41 months.
Yep.
So a little over 3 years.
Yeah, they're doing 3 and 4 years. So
And it is extremely flavorful. I think where he's located, the atmosphere, the pecan trees where he's at is adding something special to what they're able to get out of their barrels, because they're winning awards left and right.
yeah, that's what's crazy.
And
One of the
They started-
unique things that they mentioned is for that region, just in that Lowry's Crossing, he was saying that you have the Angel's Envy and the Devil's Share.
that's Angel
Did I
Share.
say that
Devil-
right?
Angel Share.
Angel's Share,
Is
Devil's
it
Envy.
Devil's Cut and
Devil's
Angel's
Cut.
Share?
I'm kind
Angel
of,
Share and Devil's Cut.
so
Right.
what he was saying, what he shared was that typically when they put the bourbon in there and to age in the oak barrels, it will go in. Let's say they put in 53 gallons, and then at the end of the process, it'll yield like minus 10%, whatever. I'm making that number up. I don't know.
No, it's
exactly.
variable, right?
Yeah,
It's like
but
40
totally
gallons
variable.
left, right?
But he says typically what happens is that the percentage of the alcohol content goes up, but for some reason, in that little nook inside the pecan fields that these buildings exist in, that the alcohol content goes down just
Right.
a little bit.
So they have more alcohol evaporate than water.
Correct. Which
yeah,
has to do with perhaps
strange.
the humidity that the pecan trees. It's an ecosystem,
Right.
and based on what we talked about earlier in the green room, is that pecan tree environment is actually, I think it's infusing into the system somehow.
We're just wondering how they had so much success out of the gate. So they barrel it in 2016. 2019 they open it up. They have no distributors. It's not available retail. They submit their bourbon, all of them, the straight one, the wheat, the 4-grain, and it's winning awards. Like almost in every. So in other words, they won like the bourbon lottery, right? Is what I keep saying.
Correct.
I mean, how many distilleries would like just die for have that kind of out of the gate success?
And they came in third place out in San Francisco.
Yes,
which is the granddad of the competition,
Absolutely.
right? So
Double
the best
gold.
bourbon in the world, they came in third.
right.
And,
That's
and currently
unbelievable.
one of the most decorated distillers of 2023.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And so I'm super excited for them. They're super nice people. If you live in North Dallas area, or even you're going to visit the North Dallas area,
Or Edinburgh.
strongly
Texas.
recommend. Strongly
For
recommend
some
visiting.
reason, in Edinburgh, Texas, in South Texas, and McAllen, we have a tremendous. We've got some followers down there. I don't know who you are, but Edinburgh, shout out to you guys. Ashburn,
Absolutely. Thanks for
Ashburn,
supporting us.
Virginia. Thank you for your support. We appreciate.
No, what was the other one? Virginia? Where in Virginia?
Ashburn.
Ashburn.
So those are our top 2 listener hits: Edinburgh, Texas, and Ashburn, Virginia.
Virginia.
Yeah.
So if you are listening, and we know you are, thank you so much for your support. And if you ever make it to Dallas, go to 1845 Distillery. Awesome. All right, so what are we going to give it, guys? I mean, so we know the note. I mean,
3.
we know just about the lowest rating ever.
No.
Hold on, though. But the one thing we didn't chat about in here, a few bottles remain of the single barrel release for the 4 grain. This one particular one is, what does it say there?
44 months, 50. This is what we have here, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's barrel 48.
Single barrel Texas 4. No, this is the Texas wheated. That's what we bought.
Oh,
That's what
yes,
we
yes,
just
yes,
bought.
Yes.
Yeah, we haven't had that one yet.
I guess we'll wait for that one. Yeah.
Man, I tell you what, when he does the tour and he puts that stainless steel thing into the barrel, it's such strong.
It pours it out. Yeah, it's very exciting.
That's called thieving.
Thieving. Oh,
Thieving.
okay, that makes sense. All right,
Yes.
so he what he does in the tour is he compares 1 year, 2 year, and 3 year, all same char.
Just, I think it's just 2 and
No, he
one,
did
two,
1,
and
2,
three.
and
He
3.
did 1, 2,
One,
and
two,
three.
and
1,
three.
2, and 3.
I
And
think
so-
he's changing it.
And he's trying to explain kind of how the barrel brings in the color and brings in the flavor and what a
Correct.
major difference there is between 1, 2, and 3. But I tell you what, when I try, I know most of the people, when we were laughing because we were there, and all of it's very strong, right? High proof stuff.
Right.
And the people we were with were like, they're like,
And we're like, oh, this is great.
they're like, oh my God. Oh
It's
my God.
so strong.
Meanwhile, we
We're
were
just
like,
sucking it down.
yeah, we were like, this is amazing.
Bob, you should have bigger glasses. What the hell? Was this a thimble?
But even the 1 year, I thought the 1 year was amazing. I thought it was good.
Yeah, they all have very unique ones, and Bob goes into elaborate descriptions of the stone fruit. He didn't say stone fruit. The cinnamon and the caramels are in the char 3. It's very chocolatey kind of. It's just thicker
In the third year.
The char
Yeah.
3 because it's there's a char 3 and he has a char 2.
He didn't
Oh,
do-
that's right.
I don't think he's doing that anymore.
What do you mean?
He's not tasting between the 2 anymore. He's doing the years now.
Oh, all right. Well, the
Yeah,
one
he's
that we
doing-
went out to, he went. The one you guys, I guess you weren't there. He did char 2 and a char 3, and he explained the differences. And they did have very distinct. Like the char 2 was very specifically cinnamon and just kind
Right.
of light. Those flavors that kind of pump through. In the char 3, it's just even more rich. I mean, these are char 3 bottles that we currently have, right?
Yes. Yeah, all his stuff is char 3.
That's what's amazing. 1 year in the same char. What kind of difference that makes?
Well, I think here in Texas, things age quite a bit. I can't say faster because it's still 3 years, right? But the flavor of it happens faster.
Because of the extreme
think
change in temperature.
Correct. I think it gets so hot down here, and who knows what this summer's
And
going
cold.
to do.
And cold.
Oh, yeah, during the wintertime. Who knows what this summer's going to do? You know, these long stretches of the super hot, and it may even make it more robust.
So let's think about this. So when it is hot, is that when it goes into the barrel the most?
Yeah, because it expands.
Right. So think about this. We have had almost 30 days
Thank you for
of
the
100
audio.
plus. Yeah,
Right.
that was great. We have had 30 days of 100 plus degree weather, which
Right.
means it is that liquid in all of those barrels has stayed inside the wood, deep in the wood, this whole time. Right? And then when it gets cooler, and then it's going to contract, and it's going to bring all that in.
Bring all the
I
sugars.
think you're
and
right. I think it's
stuff.
going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think it's amazing. So all right, so what are we at? We're going to rate it.
Excuse me, was that loud?
Yes.
That was loud. Yeah.
Apologize for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it,
It's really good. I took a big swig. That's the
was just
result.
say, was it carbonated?
So you were on a scale of 1 to 10, right? Look, first of all, I want to say that 4 grains, period, are usually very flavorful.
Yeah.
You know, we compared it to the Penelope 4 grain, which is, high accolades too.
It's good. Yeah.
it's a
No, we liked
testimony.
it. We liked it a lot.
I would easily put this relatively between an 8 and 9.
Yeah. I was going to say 8.5 or 9.
Mm-hmm.
Fair
It's
enough.
good.
easily. So it's highly recommended. Dudes Like Us approved, the 4 grain, and I look forward to tasting the weeded one. It's coming out. I believe they've got another one coming out. Bob said, but it went in one ear and out the other because I was so excited about being there and giddy. I didn't retain a lot. We almost have to record him and listen to it later.
And what's interesting? I've been there 3 times now, and he always like spills some different nugget.
Yeah, he does.
You know what I mean? About what he was thinking, or what he tried, or who he talked to, or the process.
Right.
I just love it. I love it. It's super cool.
Well, the Prehension Texas Straight 4 grain single barrel 72, it's a hit.
Big hit.
And I feel bad for those folks that are listening to this and elsewhere that aren't going to be able to enjoy this. We don't know how long it's going to take for these things to get on the shelf. It may take
It makes
5 years.
Another 5-6 years.
Yeah, it'll be a while, but it's available if you are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Do
and
it.
you like to sample this, hit the distillery, or hit Dudes Like Us. Enjoy our 200-plus bourbons that we have selection. Join us on the podcast. Join us for our in our green room.
Yeah.
I should be careful. We'll get a line out the door.
Ding dong.
Hi,
Oh, shit.
who's this?
We're here for the bourbon.
Really? All right, so that kind of concluded the that Saturday, because after that, I think we were pretty much done. I mean, it was a
Yeah.
long day. Your sister went back. She visited for a while, Jenny.
She did. You know where we went after that very hot day? We went to Andy's
Ice cream place?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that place. Have you guys been there?
I've only been
not in a long
once.
time.
They have something called the Concretes. It's basically
It's custard.
Yes.
they call custard concrete.
It's basically I thought it's more
What
of a
are you
blizzard.
saying? Concrete?
It's a blizzard.
concrete.
So Dairy Queen calls their a blizzard, and Andy's calls it concrete.
Double dip used to have concrete.
Right. So basically, it's a blizzard. That's just all they call
Double
it.
dip was custard as well.
It's super good. Anyway, it was like the perfect thing to have.
I apologize. I was going to go back.
Yeah.
Because 1845, Bob mentioned that he's going to have the double oak, double-barreled bourbon.
2 barrels, which is going to be a treat.
Oh, I can't wait
Which
for
he
that.
said it's about 400 bottles.
And
Right.
that's going to be how long? No, he said he was going to age it not very long, 3 months.
No, you don't age it very long. When you double oak it like that, you don't age it for very long.
Yeah,
The
I thought it was
second
going to be like 3 years in the first barrel and 3
No.
years in the second barrel.
No.
No, it's like 3 months or 2
Yeah.
months.
Well,
quick.
hold on. Is it 3 years in one barrel, then 3 months?
Yes.
That's right. That's right.
All
He's not going to change the 3 or 4 year initial.
Well, I'm just kind of
initial
curious how it's
aging.
going to hold up to the Rebecca Creek's double-barreled Spanish
Spanish
oak
oak.
barrel.
Oh, that's
my
good.
God, that is honestly.
Damn good.
If I see that double-barrel Spanish oak from Rebecca's Creek, I'm buying several bottles.
I've got a bottle.
It's
I've got
one
a
of my
bottle.
favorites.
Oh, do you have one in your stash?
Oh, yeah.
Look at me.
Then
Yes, I do. You know, gentlemen, I'm in a rare case where I can spare no expense. Whatever I want to buy, I get it. So, yes, I have a case of those.
Case.
And,
Give it gross.
by the way, this is so sad. My top shelf of my pantry can no longer fit anything,
Yeah. Shelley was like, we
which
need a
has been
piece of furniture.
dedicated to alcohol, not bourbons, but everything. I mean, you know, you always want to keep a wide range of things for guests. I have tequilas and rums and, you know, this and that and vodkas and bourbons. I'm out of space, which is, you know, a
Well,
sign
we
of,
have that cabinet downstairs. Obviously, we have the bourbons up here, but all the other booze that we drink, my wife
Yeah.
and I, is downstairs in cabinets. We have an old, if you remember, when we used to have tube TVs.
Yeah.
They have big entertainment centers, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's what it is. We don't use it for that anymore. I built some shelving in there, and we have our booze in there.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. Well, I told my wife that there's really only one solution to this, and that's to drink as much of it as possible quickly.
Yeah, quick, because I'm buying more.
Well, no, I didn't tell her that part, but you know, I'm trying to finish off some of the bottles, so you know, I'm trying to take a stab at it. So, anyway, good stuff, very good stuff. So, anyway, that's our exciting. That was our exciting news for the
Well, I want to go
evening.
back to the Foreigner concert real quick.
Okay, let's do it.
They sounded very, very good.
Yes. Agreed.
Music was outstanding. We all knew the songs. The problem I have is none of them are original.
Right. We talked about that.
I have a problem. We paid premium pricing for essentially a cover band.
It's a very talented cover band.
Correct.
Because all of these guys are legends in their own right. Like what I was mentioning, one guy's from Dokken, right?
Right.
And I'm sure another one was has been around the industry forever and has played for a number of different bands or been in a major
Sure.
band. All those guys are kind of very respected in their own right. But you're absolutely right.
But none of them were around when all of those hits were created.
Yeah, none of them are foreigner.
No,
like
none
none
of
of
them
them
are
are
foreigner.
actually foreigner.
No. So I have a problem with that.
Right. But what do we do? I mean, so
Well, nothing now. We've already done it. But,
but my point is so every concert from now on, do we find out how many of them
well,
are
Loverboy,
real?
Loverboy, I read, is 100% original.
Really? All of them?
Correct. All of them.
Oh, that's shocking.
Yeah. I knew the drummer was, the guitarist and lead singer, but the bassist and keyboard player are originals as well.
So, but why do we care? Like when we listen,
We just go to the Revel and spend $10 instead of
but they
$95.
won't, but they won't sound like that.
We have more fun.
And that lead singer of Foreigner sounds like the real deal. Looks
Yeah,
the
no,
real
they
deal.
sounded. That's what I mean. They sounded great, but they were not part of what we grew up listening to as Foreigner.
Well, what if you couldn't tell a difference? What if I handed you a CD of that band and a CD of Foreigner, and we couldn't tell the difference in a live scenario? Why would it matter?
Well,
Well, it just does
you can
because
tell
you
the
know.
difference. I mean, the Kelly Hansen, the current lead vocalist, sounds. I mean, his voice has a lot of similarities to Lou Gramm.
Yeah, of course. Even Lou Gramm said so.
Yeah. However, he's not Lou Gramm. And
It's just
Lou
like-
Gramm had that
Yeah, but Lou
delicious,
Gramm,
sweet.
he quit the band 20 years ago.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, this guy came on in 2005. Lou Gramm left in 2003. He came on in 2005. All those songs were already done. Well, it's just like saying
I
that
know.
your
I get it.
your argument is there's a really good Elvis impersonator. He sounds just like him. What does it matter? It's not Elvis.
yeah.
I
And there'll
understand.
be another
I
Foreigner.
do understand.
So, but here's another thing that kind of bothered me, based on this whole premise, because he was kind of like, "Hey, this is the farewell tour for Foreigner." Says who? I mean, who's the
Yeah,
authority?
why would it even be a farewell tour? Because they're going to replace all those musicians with somebody else that plays those. Just like Journey, just like just like
But my
all of
point
them.
is,
just like
is
38
that
Special.
Who
just
is he to say that that's in a Foreigner?
Well, Mick
Well,
Jones.
as a band, they probably decided they're not going
But
to tour
no one in
anymore.
the band is original, so there's no one
Right.
there that really has the authority to say jack
No,
shit.
no, they right now that is the Foreigner band. So if they decide to stop touring, there is no more Foreigner.
Unless someone comes out and says, "Hey, I'm Foreigner."
Can Lou Gramm come up and go?
Isn't he dead?
No,
No,
he's
he's
actually
not.
touring now as well.
That's a great question. I mean,
So
you
can
can't.
Lou Gramm come back and say, all right, Foreigner, you're done. I'm
I
going
would-
to create
I-
my Foreigner back.
I would imagine because so that's
Why is he touring without Foreigner?
He left the band.
Oh, they had a big falling out, man. Huge falling out.
Yeah, he's singing a bunch of Foreigner songs.
So how do you decide?
I think I'd rather go see him than this band
I get it. And
I agree.
And I totally understand that. But who
because
decides?
he's more Foreigner than what this band was.
But who decides who like who can use the Foreigner name?
I'm sure it was in the breakup. I think Mick Jones owned that property, and Mick Jones was part of this band until a year or so ago because of health problems. And I read that he was actually going to go on this tour, but health problems.
He's 78 years old.
Yeah, but health problems prevented him from doing that. Yeah, that guy right
Okay,
there.
so how did he bestowed on somebody else the right to keep moving on
I guess
as Foreigner?
correct. I guess he retained the name, right?
All these guys are so old.
yeah.
Well, the band is old. I mean, the band came
know.
out in 70s.
I know.
You know?
I mean, guys, we know this. I mean, all these rockers are dropping like flies, right? I mean, we know this.
I mean, Mick Jones is about the same age as our parents.
I mean, Cold as Ice came out in 1977. it's still solid.
All right, so let me ask you a question. All right, let's jump to our kids. Let's say my son grew up listening to all the stuff I listened to. He loves Foreigner. It's his favorite band of all time. So 15 years from now, there's a band still playing like Foreigner songs.
It's a cover band.
Well, of course it's a cover band.
Yeah.
But he's not going to be in a position to say, "Oh, I'm not going to go watch them because none of them are originals because they're all dead." Right?
No, I have no problem going to watch them,
But the
I
fact
don't want to pay a premium price to go see them.
But by the fact that there are some band members still alive, it makes it not real, which means you don't want to pay a premium for it.
Yeah, I would rather have gone to see Lou Gramm sing all the Foreigner songs because those damn musicians are just as good.
Or just go to the Revel and have a Foreigner cover band.
And we've seen that.
Right. I got you. I understand that.
Yeah.
Of course, if you want to see it in a bigger venue, which
I mean, I'm not
if
complaining
you want
about
to sweat to death in a bigger venue,
the quality of the music was
It
great.
was so hot.
it was hot.
The quality of the music was
So
good.
hot.
I mean, they sounded spot on.
Yeah.
The music was great.
Yeah, no.
The music was great. I had to get up. I had old man syndrome. I had to get up. It was so hot. I felt physically
faint.
I had to get up. I had to get up and leave that area. It was so hot. And when I walked around, it felt better. I came back and I was like, holy shit, it's hotter sitting right there
Oh, really?
than it was walking around.
Huh. Interesting.
It was so hot in that little area. It was ridiculous. Ridiculous. And the fact that, and I'll tell you what really grinds my gears?
Oh, boy.
You got a venue like that. You've got, I don't know, a couple thousand people there. How many people were there?
Oh, you probably had
Good
more
question.
than that. I mean, that was full
4,000 or 5,000?
at least.
There were a tremendous amount of folk in the Dos Equis venue, and
in the yard.
and
The
it's-
yard was packed.
it's super hot, and they're selling water for $5 a pop.
That's not cool.
I mean, come on. I mean, they should have.
And it was canned water.
Yeah.
It's that liquid
What is-
death
what is
stuff that they
Liquid
have
death.
out. It's just like, look, I get it.
Why would you call canned water liquid death? Why would anybody buy that? I mean,
Well,
it's just
evidently,
weird.
it is the drink of choice at the Dos Equis stable. I don't care. I don't care because I drank it and it tasted fine. It really did. It didn't taste fine. It didn't have
But
any
it was $5 for a 12-ounce can of water.
But it's 16 ounce. But it was.
oh,
Yeah.
well, you didn't say that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, that changes everything,
It was
bro.
a tall boy. It was a pounder of water.
but
God,
But the
you
thing-
totally mischaracterized this whole scandal.
but still, it was $5. There were so many people there. Imagine if you didn't have a lot. Man, we dropped. Look, they were selling tickets for like $30, right? We
I
dropped
dropped-
$100 on our ticket.
I dropped a lot of money.
I mean,
there.
it was just, look, I get it, but at the same time, it's like you need to have water fountains. You need
Yeah.
to have something to take care of the masses.
yeah, they need to be spraying the crowd with water.
Well, I mean, I don't necessarily mean spraying, but they need to have water fountains. It's fucking hot, and you
Yeah.
can't be like dishing out $5 a bottle of water.
No.
I mean, I was like, look, man, I dropped. I didn't spend any money there. I dropped $15 on 3 bottles of water, 3 cans of water.
I drank 2 of those cherry bourbon things
You had 2 of them.
at $23 a piece.
Yeah, that's got "fuck
Jeez.
that" written all over it. Come
and
on.
you get the triple shot.
I did. Oh, I did. I should have. I thought about it.
No,
No, I
a
shouldn't
triple
have.
shot.
I
That'll be
shouldn't have.
$42.22.
I mean, but we had a lot of beer going down there, and then we had beer at that little burger place.
So you had
craft
50
beer
bucks
place.
and 2 drinks.
I spent a lot of money that night.
Yeah.
I did. But it was fun. I had fun. My sister had fun. We
Yeah,
had
you
fun.
don't get to hang out with your sister very often.
That
she was a
part of
nice
it. And-
person.
And that is the only reason why I bought shirts. I bought the $40 shirts.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
I bought 2 of them because
I would have bought it on Amazon.
because I wanted her and I to kind of have something that we remembered that night.
Right.
That's why you do that kind of stuff, right? When you go on a family vacation, I do encourage you to do this. When you go on a family vacation to somewhere that you know you're never going to be again, buy the shit, buy the shirts and stuff, so that the kids wear it and they will remember.
Yeah,
the
I
moment.
agree.
I do recommend that, even though we don't want to do that. We don't want to spend that money, right?
Right.
This show went by really quick.
Oh, it sure did. What a great night. Great bourbon.
Was this normal
Yeah.
time? God bless.
And I'm not done. I know I'm gonna get a little refill.
Oh, well, I still have mine. 1845 Distillery. Shout out to the folks out there. We have
We'll be back.
The Petite.
We
I
will
hope
be
I'm
back.
pronouncing that correctly. Petite.
We're gonna have to
Pettit,
eat
I
ask.
think.
Pettit?
We're gonna-
Pettit, probably.
Pettit, God bless it. Probably
Pettit.
is. Who is the lady behind the bar?
Kayla.
Kayla, shout out to you.
She's so sweet. She's super happy and smiley all the time.
Yeah.
She's like the perfect person that should be there to greet people when they go to
And
get.
she's
Correct.
got our Dudes Like Us token, the magnetic little.
She does. She
thing sitting
listens
back
to the
there.
podcast.
God
It's
bless.
awesome.
All right, Dudes Like Us. It is August 15th. Sean,
I am Paul,
And I am Jeff.
you guys take it on. We'll see you next week.
and we're current. and we're current.
And we're current.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff.